What we have lost is we're just functioning on automatic pilot. We've been routine, trained, and never express your feeling. And with the language, as I was saying in Spanish, we're pretty trapped. And this is a declaration of yourself. So in English, for example, what struck me straight away, it was the use of sorry. You're just
Especially
sorry,
in
no
England.
matter what you're saying is sorry.
Especially
You're
in
sorry,
England.
but for what? So this is a guilt inherited. In England in particular, there is a lot of really occult history and class society. So they tell you the history of Victorian time, that she was all rigid and stuff. It was one of the most debauched, time in the English history.
Sexless.
And the class society is very, very distinct. And so that's to hold people separate. That I am and you are, and put in that position. And we were all done with it. They brought it to Australia, to be able to be freed. They had to just kill the Aboriginal or do something really absurd. So contradiction, in the history.
I never thought about that. In order to be free, I have to kill the others.
Yeah. But that's what we do. You never thought about it. What about the war? It says young people that they know
I have thought
they
about
don't
it, but
know
just
each other.
like not how you're putting it. No?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
absurd.
Yeah, but we are living in absurd reality. It's so fake that if somebody put a standby, said just a minute, just check your nature. I started to, in England, if we're talking about that time, in the 80s, I was one of the person that started the 5-minute massage on neck and shoulder in big office with 500 people just in, they didn't have computer at that time, it was just writing machine. And so they didn't need to move from that. But just to help them. Now as I have result of the mouse, finger paralysis, and it goes all the way to there. We've been forced for far too long in living, a really illusionary life. So the answer is in the fire of your element, and in the quality of your breathing. What emotion? This is fundamental. If we understand that the house of the spirit is here, and this is the assembling point, we can move into that dimension if we are anchored in the zenith of the heart. It's all there. So if that's the essence of our emotion, is telling us the origin of life, then just investigate, how's the fire of my element? And if I don't like it, just make sure that you breathe into your heart the way you like it to be. And then the mind will just generate it by the heart. So your reality is what you want. Instead of accepting like a robot, what you've been told without questioning. This is a good person, does that. I'm not going to offend my boss. I'm just going to double over, and take it all. We have fear to express our feeling in case he doesn't like it. And how do you get left where you don't like it? So if you get repeating yourself that, then you end up that you're really depressed because you don't like yourself. And if I ask you, why don't you like yourself? Well, I don't know. But it just doesn't feel right. Of course it doesn't feel right. You haven't even asked yourself who you are. Or what would you like to feel? Do you have any will in this? You have a lot to say. The brush is yours to paint. To paint your life. Don't give it to anybody. But as I said, many of those things, they've been inherited. And with false belief and morality, which also separate us a lot from this physical body and our emotion. and the guilt. Not even a little boy can touch himself. Otherwise it's a sin. Oh yeah, but I'm going to live in this physical body for a little while, and it feels nice. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? So we grow up with shame.
Mm.
So in one of my last writing, I was making a very clear distinction between pilgrimage and vagabundar. And
being a vagabond.
Huh?
Errand. No, being a vagabond.
The idea is to throw yourself. You see, in Spanish we have this word that is always repeating: conocimiento, sabiduría. So knowledge and wisdom. Through pilgrimage, we acquire knowledge. We live today in a society that has been giving you the idea of knowledge, but it's information. So it gives you all the information you want, so you will never investigate to become knowledgeable in anything. But let's say that you already have knowledge, and you keep walking with that. I'm looking for, accumulating knowledge. As a pilgrim, you're still using your knowledge to get more knowledge. The idea is to use your knowledge and just go to the adventure of the unknown, which is the next minute, with your own knowledge, obviously. Mm-hmm. And that way you can develop wisdom. But it's only from your knowledge that you can develop your wisdom. Nobody can teach you, you can't take it from anywhere. It's who you are, or you are your life experience. It's all there. Transcending that. Transcending that is that wisdom. So at the moment, instead of going into any knowledge, lineage, beliefs, just study the fire of your element. There's a lot of mystery there. You are the ancestor of thousands. As I said, in 200 years, we're talking of 3,200 alive, grandpas only, in our blood code. So there is a lot to remember, But we live, we don't live in the present. If I'm going from here to there, I'm already there. And my body can perceive the unbelievable, but I don't ask it. I don't observe. I don't live my life from here to there.
Completely detached.
Yeah. So I'm just going automatic pilot. And as I said, just look into your nature, and that's the door to freedom. You feel in chain. Well, it's just up to you. They can disappear like that. Just don't put them on. Don't put chain. And don't put all in black and white. I vaccine or not. There's a rainbow. There is no black and white. But the rainbow in movement, it can give me the black and white.
The tzotziles, they say we have a baknaval, which is our colored body.
Exactly.
And the cleaner it is, the cleaner our thoughts, our connection with our body, then the more colorful it will be.
Yeah, well, it vibrates. If it's clean, it's a high vibration, but the actual color, a tone, which they will say, if you are in tune with yourself, all balance, that's your nature. So today I have difficulty to use the word power. One of the main principles of Chinese medicine is Yi Qi Li. Intent, will, energy, power, or consciousness. The glypho is the same, of power and consciousness. But today we live in a society where power is control. We use terminology which is very possessive, including from the church. Celebrate the ceremony, and now she's your wife. That's your son. Possessive. This is very, very utopic.
Very what?
Utopic. No, it's a contradiction that is just, it's denying that love is unconditional, not possessive.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm using this word, it's a little detail. This is the priesthood is saying, and now you can kiss your wife. No, you bought it. That was yours. You give him a nice ring, and diamonds are forever. No, and I buy you with that. No, and I buy you forever. So they were cheap.
Or expensive, I don't know.
Well, not really. If I can buy you, you're cheap.
In that sense, yes.
In that sense,
Yeah,
and also
sure.
the diamond. They're not that expensive. If you think about it.
For a human life, no.
Well,
in exchange for a
made
wife,
into
no.
a business, but this is a quartz, a bit harder. Yeah, to get the shape and stuff like that, it will require some skill, but it doesn't justify it's the way it's used. And all the economies, this is a trap. It is a monopoly done on purpose to be able to control your life. The money is the easy part. The money is the easiest part. This is a joke. Check it out. Does Trump, touch you as a very bright, beautiful person? With those principles that he has. But he made a lot of money.
It's very interesting that today's heroes seem to be the super mega rich, no? Like Jeff Bezos from Amazon, or Bill Gates, or Elon Musk. They're the heroes of society, regardless of their lack of scruples, of their lack
but
of,
they also in the
values. I mean, people look up to these people, and
but the whole thing is based on that.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying the American dream, they're selling that. It's totally fake. And if you follow that, you lose the power of dreaming. Asking yourself, how do I want to dream my life? Well, when I say dreaming, is to include my spirit, my energy body. And this is a big part of me that doesn't follow this logic. That doesn't follow this logic. And there, nobody can hold me. Total freedom. Thing that we are not accustomed to anymore. We are moving with a collective consciousness. So the assembling point will never move. You always will be seeing this. And you just survive it. You just survive it. I'll give it to you different. In Chinese medicine, there is no A syndrome that the heart, the emperor, is not involved. Doesn't exist any symptom, any syndrome, any disease if the heart is not involved. So we are what we think, and we think what we feel, and we can control and be observant in how we feel if we respect ourselves. But since we're just disposable, because that's what we were, that's what we live.
That's what we think.
My beliefs all around is disposable. And I'm buying the rubbish and throwing the rubbish and paying for it, both ways.
Muy bueno. Muy bueno.